All right, let's talk about something that sounds super complex but is actually critical for any company today: data governance. We're going to break it down into a simple, three-level framework that's going to make it all click. So, let's dive right in. So let me ask you this. Is your organization's data a powerful asset that's pushing you forward, or is it a liability? Full of inconsistencies, errors, and all kinds of risks. Without some kind of structure, even the best data can become a huge headache. And that structure? Well, that's exactly what data governance is all about. So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at the three-level framework. Then, we'll zoom in on each one: strategic, tactical, and operational. After that, we'll see how they all connect, and we'll wrap up with your key takeaway. Okay, let's get into the framework. We're going to approach data governance through three distinct but totally interconnected levels. This really helps cut through all the jargon and gives us a clear way to think about everything.
And here they are, the big three. You've got the strategic level, that's all about the big picture vision. Then, the tactical level, which is where you do all the planning. And finally, the operational level, that's the day-to-day execution. So, vision, plan, execution. Pretty simple, right?
To make this even clearer, let's use an analogy. Think about managing a school. The principal, they set the vision and the big rules. That's strategic. Then you've got the admin team, planning schedules and assigning teachers. That's tactical. And then the teachers and staff, they're in the classroom every day, applying those rules. That's operational. Keep that in mind as we go.
First up, the strategic level. This is the 30,000-foot view, the view from the very top. We're not worried about tiny details here. This is all about defining the why. Why are we even doing all of this with our data?
Basically, the strategic level is where you set those big picture goals and create the major policies. Think of it like the North Star for your data. It guides every single decision that gets made all across the company.
So what does this actually look like? Well, it's defining a vision, like deciding, hey, we're going to use analytics to get a leg up on our competition. It's developing high-level policies, like a rule for how long you can store customer data. And this is a big one. It's getting that executive sponsorship. Without the CEO on board, this whole thing could just fizzle out. So yeah, the whole point here is that the strategic level sets the direction. It makes sure every little thing you do with data is actually helping the company achieve its main goals. Otherwise, you're just collecting data for the sake of it. Okay, moving on down, now we're at the tactical level. So if the strategic level was the why, the tactical level is all about the how. It's the essential bridge that connects a great idea to a real, concrete plan. Right, so at this level, we take that high-level strategy and we start translating it into actual plans, roles, and processes. This is where we get organized. We're figuring out who does what and how they're going to do it. And here's what that looks like in the real world. You might launch a 12-month program to improve your data quality. Or, crucially, you assign roles, like making someone the official data steward for all customer data. You also set clear standards, like a universal rule for how every address should be formatted. See? The vision is starting to take shape. And this level is absolutely crucial. It's what makes sure that the strategy is implemented the same way everywhere, bringing some much-needed order to all the chaos by organizing all those moving parts.
And that brings us down to the ground floor, the operational level. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's all about the what. What are we actually doing with our data every single day?
Yep, the operational level is all about that daily execution. It's where all those policies and plans from the higher levels are actually put into practice by people just doing their jobs moment to moment.
Look at these activities. This is the real hands-on work. We're talking about someone literally finding and deleting duplicate customer records, an IT person setting up access controls for sensitive financial data, or a team member fixing an outdated phone number. This is where the quality is truly built and maintained. And that is so important, because it's here, at the operational level, where data quality and security really live. It's what ensures that when somebody pulls a report or makes a call, they can actually trust the data they're looking at. Trust starts right here. Okay, so we've looked at all three levels on their own, but the real magic happens when you see how they all connect. They don't exist in silos, they're part of one powerful system that builds on itself to create a really strong foundation. Let's use one more analogy. Building a house. The strategic level, that's your architect. The architect doesn't lay a single brick, but they create the grand vision, the master blueprint for the whole house. Then you have the tactical level. That's the project manager.
They take that blueprint from the architect and turn it into a detailed construction plan. They hire the crews, they order the materials, they set the schedule, they make the vision workable.
And finally, you have the operational level. These are the builders. They're on-site every single day, laying bricks, installing plumbing, and making sure that house gets built exactly to the project manager's plan. You see, you can't have one without the others.
All right, let's bring it all home with the most important part, the key takeaway that's going to help you remember everything we've talked about. Let's make this stick.
So, super quick recap. Strategic is the big vision and leadership. Tactical is all about the plans, the roles, and the standards. And operational is the day-to-day execution and training. And the main point is, all three have to work together perfectly.
But hey, if you only remember one thing from all of this, let it be this right here. The strategic level answers why. The tactical level answers how. And the operational level defines what we do every single day. Why, how, and what. A really simple but powerful way to understand and actually implement effective data governance.